This is the intro. Hey, welcome to episode 131 of Front Seat Gamer. I'm Nick. I'm here with Saveun.
Yo.
And Blake.
Hey, Nick.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's well.
Pretty good.
Good. You guys been playing anything?
I've been playing some stuff, but
Before we get to you.
Oh!
Because I know you've been playing some
Yep.
stuff, but I don't know what yet. Saveun, you've been playing a little bit of stuff.
Mm.
What have you been playing?
I've got two topics I could talk about, or would like us to talk about.
Hit me.
Well, the first one is Cyberpunk. This would be the episode before
I've never
the
heard
game
of it.
comes out.
What? Tell me what.
It's like an indie studio
kidding.
game.
Yeah.
Horrible graphics and stuff. But
you ever played The Witcher 1? It's the people that made that.
but
Okay,
yeah,
good.
maybe we could talk about that. But yeah, I picked up Sakiro a couple weeks ago as well. And I guess I can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
this is a FromSoft game. Won Game of the Year when it came out. It's kind of a big deal. It's cool. Like, I don't know what to say about it.
It's basically Dark Souls in Japan, right? If you
Kind
Japan.
of with a grappling hook, and you play as a guy. I'm not good at describing
This is
stuff.
great.
So far I'm picturing Mario.
You're a guy.
Uh-huh.
You're a guy.
Yeah.
In
and
Japan.
you got a sword.
Okay, so Final
Not Mario.
Fantasy.
Yeah. But he also
Oh
doesn't
no,
have
Sonic.
a hat like Mario.
Okay, so definitely Sonic then.
But he can't like spin. Actually, it's you're a guy, not a hedgehog.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. It's different than like the Ashen or
Yep.
Dark Souls thing. From what I heard.
How much Dark Souls did you play?
Zero.
You
I watched a
Ashen,
bunch of it.
you played Ashen.
Yeah.
Did you finish Ashen?
No. No,
did
because the last boss is horrible.
Yeah, you did get further than me, though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I just didn't want to go through with this last boss.
Yeah.
Like I gave it a solid attempts.
Yeah,
And then I watched someone defeat it,
yeah,
and it was horrible because it's the same thing
yeah.
for 30 minutes.
Oh,
Like,
Ah.
so it's the time commitment.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
have to like be really
Consistent.
yeah.
consistent, and it's just monotonous.
Yeah.
You're having to watch for that one play. There are certain things where you just can't
Mm.
hurt the boss, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you have to just play into that. It's a horrible dance, and it's 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
So anyway, I pick up Sakiro because a lot of people are talking about it. I was hoping for better visuals, personally.
Man, from what I've seen, it looks pretty damn good.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, this is one of those things of like 3080, like the most modern kind of like PC I
Yeah.
think you could get. I'm running it like on everything,
Right. Yeah.
and
yeah.
it is okay.
Yeah.
It was built
it's
for the
average.
PS4, right?
Maybe, probably.
I
Yeah,
think
it came out
was.
there.
Yeah. I
So
don't know.
it's like, I don't know. Can't.
I mean, it
like
depends on what you're
Like-
looking for,
like
really.
You say,
Like, you
say
want.
built for the PS4, but like they released it on PC. as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, but they released, GTA on 5 on PC, and
It also looks pretty good.
it looks pretty good.
Yep.
For a game that was released 7 years ago.
GTA.
Yeah.
Have you seen it recently?
Yeah.
Anyway,
it looks the
what-
same.
Let's just talk about GTA.
Oh man, how did this happen?
Compared to Sakiro.
Nick, this is your fault.
Anyway, I was just hoping for like better stuff, and
Yeah.
it was sad. But gameplay wise, it feels good. Like they do a thing where like there are certain windows that get exposed, and then you have to like react to these windows, and then you can get like a lethal blow sort of thing,
Mm.
Okay, you're not talking about actual windows. You're talking about
like an
metaphorical
opportunity
windows.
to strike.
Yeah.
So,
I was picturing people opening windows, and you had to.
no.
Like,
So
time
like
crisis.
when you actually fight them with a sword,
Yeah.
there are like moments you can then strike them.
Yep.
And yeah, like it feels good in those areas, and then they mess with timing and stuff like that. But yeah, I was just real bummed out with the environments, and that's what I have to say about Sakiro.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Would you recommend it?
I'm too early, but
Yeah.
apparently Game of the Year. Like it's already been
Yeah.
recommended by the industry, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I really like those Souls games, but for some reason, that game I just was not
Not
interested.
appealing?
Yeah.
Is it because it's in Japan?
I think it's because it's summarized, and I'm just
You
like,
hate
man,
Japan?
I'm tired of. I don't know. I'm just tired of summarize.
They've got like monsters and stuff in
Yeah,
that
I
game.
know. I don't know. I think I just like the medieval stuff
Right.
more.
Racist. Got it.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
That might be why I haven't picked up that Ghost of Tsushima
What's
game.
the opposite of a weeb?
You mean what's a weeb for like Western fantasy?
Yeah.
I
think it's just a nerd.
Yeah. I don't know. A Lord of the Rings head, a ring head.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You're a ringhead.
Yeah.
What else? What else have you been playing?
It was just that, and then we could talk about Cyberpunk if you have time.
Oh
You
yeah,
wanna-
yeah,
you wanna
of
get into
course.
that?
No. We don't have any time. Sorry. Let's
No?
move on. Yeah. Go ahead.
I really just want to hear your guys' thoughts. Have you been following it?
No.
No?
Nope.
I've purposely not been following it.
Yeah.
I don't
Same.
want things spoiled.
Okay.
Good or
Uh,
bad, I don't want things spoiled. I want to discover these things for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel similarly, but I also don't know when I'll be able to.
To play it.
Yeah, like because I want to be able to play it on something where it's going to look really good.
Mm.
Our computer is 2 or 3 years old at this point, so probably not the ideal platform for it. And I don't know if or when I'll get a new console. So, but I do want to. I mean, it sounds like I enjoy good RPGs, and I enjoy first-person shooters.
Yeah.
So this sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, they had a like a PS4, PS5 comparison video that they released, which is interesting. Uh, in terms of what they had to do away with for the current platforms and what they could do with next gen.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I guess I'll just hold
Yeah.
my tongue and
No.
wait for it to come.
Talk about it as long as you're not going to be or
Okay.
whatever you want. Just as long as I'm assuming you're not going to be like the thing about the ending is
Yeah. He dies, guys.
oh no,
He was the cyberpunk all along.
the cyberpunk was the friends we made along the way.
Shadows are real funny. Like interesting to see how video games do shadows because some people think that it's just a given that like shadows just exist for every asset that you create in a video game.
Mm.
Right.
But there is like a performance hit that like enabling shadows gives you in a video
Yeah.
game. Blake knows about this.
Oh yeah.
And you can definitely see it in Cyberpunk where they do and don't draw
Oh,
shadows.
wow.
So just paying attention to that in trailers is I think pretty interesting. What else?
Where don't they draw shadows?
Well, there are ways you can do shadows without actually having to draw them. So, for example, screen space shadows are a thing where there is a fixed cost, and it can, in some cases, create kind of believable shadows.
Now, what's the difference between screen space shadows and what other?
Well,
technique they
this would
use?
be similar to like a screen space reflection. Do you know what I mean? So the actual object to then produce a shadow needs to exist in the rendering space. For example, you couldn't draw a shadow of a building outside of the screen with screen space
Right.
shadows.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, and in one of the trailers, you have this character holding this brochure, and the shadows just look whack, like completely messed up.
Yeah.
It's drawing it. It's very dithered. It's trying to draw on this table, but you can see where it does and does not draw. So it's got like this heavy bias on it as well. So the areas where it does shade is like very pronounced. It looks kind of horrible. It's not soft or anything. They try to fake the shadow softness by using dithering on it. Anyway,
Now what's dithering?
just a binary thing where it's either shadow or not shadow. Like
Right. Okay.
so dithering meaning it's
There's
like
a hard line.
usually
basically.
it looks checkered.
Okay.
you know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
So the shadow kind of looks like that. So it's fuzzy. It's real gross. But yeah, just I think if you're into what I'm talking about, look at the PS4, PS5 trailer and just try to pay attention to shadows because not drawing a shadow means you can save on performance and put attention and detail elsewhere. And so for them to be really conscious about it and not draw them in every case means the hardware really just isn't keeping up, and they have to like not have shadows, which is a pretty big part for a video game. That's really interesting in me.
They did similar things to The Witcher.
Yeah, I'm sure they
with because their E3 demo they showed was running on like some high-end PC or something, and then that same scene, like they had to do a whole bunch of changes to lighting and stuff to like get it to run properly on like consoles.
Yeah.
And
What's cool is with demos like that, the Watch Dogs one comes to mind as well. Anthem, that cinematic trailer, like all the art assets are straightforward, but the rendering is just turned up. Like when they show these things, so the art assets are whatever. Like they exist now in games. It's just the rendering, that real time rendering. They take this huge hit in order to just have it run on a current console. But yeah, for those trailers, they just turn everything right up, probably render it, and then show that. So there is like a connection where it's the same assets, but it just looks way better.
Yeah. That Anthem one, I do remember seeing that intro one and being like, "Holy shit, this looks incredible."
Yeah, and you get a lot of cool things for free, like ambient occlusion, global illumination. It's way more accurate. It grounds a lot of objects. It makes like everything look crispier. Anti-aliasings turn right up. Like all that kind of stuff comes together, and they make that trailer look really good.
How does the PS5 trailer look?
It's like a in-game cutscene kind of thing. It looks good. Yeah, it looks like everything you'd expect. They have, I believe, real-time reflections. One interesting thing about Cyberpunk is that you have cars and you can drive around in cars.
Oh, yep.
And what happens when you are in a car and go around a city? You have to load and offload data. It's an open world game.
Yep. You're loading assets and locations.
Yeah. But also you have to get rid of them too.
Yeah,
you can't
it
because
needs to be stored somewhere. And
not only that, you want to offload them so that you can load other things or otherwise you get like memory leaks and stuff like this. But yeah, they're car chases, man. They're like happening at like 5 kilometers an hour. It's like the most slowest thing.
Really? What?
Yeah. Well, that's like maybe I'm just like being highly critical.
Yeah.
But they look like the slowest car chases on the planet.
The one, like I saw a trailer a few months back, and they were doing some car stuff. They were not going
Very
slow.
fast?
No, they were not going slow at all.
Was it in the desert?
No, it was in the city.
Okay.
I guess they weren't on any. I don't think that they were on any like massive highway, so they weren't like able to like really let it rip. It was like a lot of like round corners and like doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah, those those moments are interesting because of what the engine is doing in the background. So it's a living city. You can draw pedestrians, and if you have a lot of pedestrians, it means maybe you can afford to draw a lot of pedestrians, even though they don't contribute to like whatever's happening, like the direct gameplay that you're engaged in. Having a pedestrian just adds that level of like immersion that you get from a city.
Yeah, makes the city alive.
Yes. Yeah. And you can have interactions where they leap out in front of the car or leap away from the car, whatever.
Classic GTA.
Hopefully not towards the car.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
insurance fraud are just like, oh, you run me over.
Hey, man, the economy, the direction it's going in, it doesn't surprise me.
But yeah, like slow car chases, very few pedestrians.
Huh.
So it's funny. It looks great. Some of the assets look incredible. The interior of cars, they look really good. But there is a certain amount of like performance that you can't have with that kind of fidelity.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think you're seeing where they're cutting to save on performance. Like if you're saying pedestrians, it's like because they can't afford to have these
there's just
as
no
many
memory for that.
pedestrians.
Yeah. So it's cool seeing the trailer. I can't wait to get this game. And I'll be able to talk about it on the next episode.
You said this is the last podcast before that comes out.
Yeah.
I'm still so skeptical that it's even gonna like come out at that time. I'm so expecting.
Did you know like
They've shipped the games to stores.
I don't trust them.
They've shipped it to stores and people are playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like journalists and stuff, right?
Well,
And also, I
apparently
guess-
leaked a whole bunch.
Oh no!
Like if you
Wow.
if you search for this.
Uh-oh.
Shit. Well, that's good. That means
Yeah,
it's coming out. They're gonna be like, all right, take them off the shelves.
Blake, are you gonna get it?
Yeah,
What are you gonna play it on?
a computer.
How new is your computer?
I've bought a new computer. It's in
Hey.
pieces at work.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
It's
Okay.
in boxes.
Because I was looking at your computer going,
It's
that
not
looks
gonna
the
run
same.
that. No.
What graphics card? Did you
A 3080.
Woo!
Yeah,
Very
Woo!
yeah. Not a 3090. That's like
Mhm. Yeah, the math doesn't work
yeah,
out.
so much more expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never go for a top range card. That's the rule I've discovered.
Unless you can.
unless you can.
Unless you literally have money to burn.
yeah.
Still.
Someday
even
I
then.
will.
Mm.
In like 5 years, we'll get
yeah,
a 3090.
yeah. When I get a 3090 when
You
there's
got-
When the
like
40 series comes
Yeah.
out.
You've got your priorities,
what if
really.
it, like the like fucking 60 series out, and I'll be like, that's 3090.
Ah!
Yeah.
When are you gonna build that?
Well, all the pieces haven't arrived yet.
Okay, what are you
So-
waiting on?
Graphics card, the main thing. So yeah, I'm waiting on that, and then yeah, I'm gonna put it together.
What
Saveun?
What processor did you go for?
I don't know. I got a friend
you
of mine.
don't know.
Well, is it at least like a?
It
do you know if it's an
It says
Intel or a-
core. It says Core i7.
Oh, so it is an Intel.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
I got a mate of mine who like this is like his like
His
passion
jam.
in life is building computers.
Yeah, and rooting for Intel.
I guess I don't know. And then I said, all right, the only thing I know is that I want this graphics card and an SSD.
Mm.
So
An SSD,
yeah.
not an NVMe M.2 drive.
I don't know what the heck that is.
He's just making things up at this point, I think.
SSDs are slow.
What?
What? Since
Yeah.
when? SSDs are.
NVMEs are the ones you want.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I literally don't know what that is.
I might be confusing terminology, but aren't SSDs those like tiny laptop physical
Solid
drives?
state.
Yeah,
Solid state drive.
yeah, I know, but they've been superseded by the other ones.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, shit. Mike will tell me if I'm wrong
Yeah.
on Monday.
I mean,
I thought solid state was like
solid
the-
state is
the
still
standard
very
now.
fast. I mean, we're comparing these, I think, to HDDs, right? Which is, a physical disk spinning between magnets.
I thought there were 3 tiers, and yeah, HDDs are what you're talking about, the physical
Yeah, those
data drives.
and SSDs are so much faster than those.
Yeah.
Unless the game is like close to a terabyte in size, I don't think that it will matter that much.
We'll see how it goes because I can always just buy another hard drive.
Mhm.
You know.
You just have to make sure that your motherboard can support it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to that one.
Cool.
Yeah.
How old's that one?
I bought this like maybe 2014,
Okay.
I think.
6 years.
Yeah. I bought it for The Witcher,
Mm.
for The Witcher 3.
I'm seeing a pattern. here.
Yeah, and now I'm buying one for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, The Witcher 2, I had to buy a new computer. Well, I ended up having to buy a new computer because I got a new graphics card to play The Witcher 2. Because like trying to play The Witcher 2 on my graphics card at the time, it was just a white screen. It didn't even like try to like render the game at all. It was just a
rough.
white screen and noise.
Yep.
And
And you're like, I don't get it. These visuals.
yeah, I was like, I don't understand it.
What you're describing is when you turn on a TV and you don't have the channel.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then you had to get like a composite, an HDMI cable or something.
Yeah, well, I had to. Yeah, I had to I upgraded my graphics card, and then my graphics card was too big for the case. So then I had to do this whole thing and get a new case, and yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it seems like every CD Projekt game.
When The
I have
Witcher
to,
4
upgrade
comes
my
out, you'll get
computer
it. Just start saving up for The Witcher 4. That's all.
for. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's when I get that 3090.
Yeah, in 10 years.
Yeah, I get them for a bargain price.
I'm excited to hear what you guys think about ideally when it comes out and you guys start playing it and you start talking about it, you'll keep it relatively spoiler free.
Oh, I played another game too.
Oh,
What'd you play?
Yeah, I thought I'd check out where Call of Duty was at too.
Oh, wow.
So it's called Cold War.
Yeah.
Do you know about this? It's like the latest Call of Duty.
Yeah, it came out a while ago.
Yeah, maybe a month ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been playing that, and
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
I can't believe they actually got Ronald Reagan to play Ronald.
It's so Call of Duty. Like I hadn't played a game like that in a long time. It's such a bro shooter kind of thing. Like everyone's talking in sound bites and shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
And they're just yelling as well. There's one guy. You know how Batman has that
voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that all the time.
That's great.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I'm just like criticizing the art while I'm going through. It's cool.
I mean, the Call of Duty games, the art was the thing that often they were pushing. So it's
that and
surprising.
60 frames a second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also usually some sort of controversial moment in the game.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it really has been since that No Russia.
Oh, they've definitely had some moments.
Well, they had the nuke one, but that was
Yeah.
before the No Russia one, right? I feel like since the nuke one, they're like, we have to have one.
That was
fucking
Modern
moment
Warfare, right?
I don't
nuke
remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember
Yeah.
it being as controversial as that.
Yeah,
No Russia.
I don't think they ever managed to capture the controversy.
Yeah.
As well as in
plowing down civilians in an airport.
Yeah. Where do you go from there?
The train station.
Yeah, it's just different. It's just different public transport.
Wherever you want, Blake. You're in an
taxi.
airport.
They call an Uber and just
Oh no!
just plow them down.
Yeah, so I'm playing that, and it's interesting because I don't think they use like Mega Scan stuff, and like I don't think so.
Huh? I just assumed
Like-
everyone did.
Yeah, I thought so
Yeah.
too. So yeah, the assets are okay, I guess. People look cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
People are cool.
people look cool.
people look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
Again, I'm pretty early in it. I just got into like the hub area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what you've got is like this chalkboard of like mission planning.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just got out. Vietnam features heavily in it,
Oh, right.
and whatever massacres happen there. So I'm preparing myself for some PTSD. I don't know. I never like grew up at that time.
Did you not?
In the 70s?
I thought you were 60 something.
No, but like it is like that kind of Vietnam, palm trees type thing.
What's
with,
that?
with all the helicopters kind of going out.
Yeah. What's that damn song? That Vietnam. That
Fortunate
one?
Son.
Yes. How much of that is playing?
I don't even know that song, but I think
If you hear it, you'll be like, "This is Vietnam."
I think it's actually like the lead-in song.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
If I
Of course it is.
Yes.
yeah, if that's the song I'm thinking
Yeah.
about, then yeah.
I'm 100% on board with this game now.
Cool. And yeah, you're like on a turret, like a helicopter turret,
Yep.
and you're just like mowing down
Mowing
Yeah.
down people.
Yeah.
in like the jungle.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds like every Vietnam
Yeah.
piece
Call
of
of
media I've
Duty.
ever
Yeah.
seen. All right, Blake.
There should be a there should be a level where you get caught in the like Agent Orange stuff.
Mm.
That could be the
And then
moment.
you have like mutated children.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like,
how do they show the consequences of that, Blake?
they cut to the 90s.
30 years later.
They cut to the 90s in a courtroom.
Yeah. That's the whole like third act.
Yep. Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
third act is like
Man, the most recent Call of Duty got real weird when it turned into
Yeah.
a legal sim.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to chase that moment. We got to get that controversial moment.
Yeah. And then you like mow down everyone in the courtroom.
Yes, and then you mow
When
down
Aaron
everyone in the
Brockovich
courtroom.
shows up, that was a surprise.
Yep.
All right, Blake, what have you been playing?
Man, I've been playing Anno 1800. What do you mean? Oh.
It was not what I was expecting.
Well, were you expecting Zelda?
No,
I have
I don't.
played-
I don't know what I honestly. You know what I was expecting? An early release survival game.
Yeah, same here.
No. That's crazy. I don't know why you'd think I'd want
You're right.
like
I don't know.
that.
It's like a SimCity game, right?
Yeah. There's this whole series.
Yeah.
And I think I've talked about it before, past Anno games.
Mm.
And every game they kind of add a new sort of kind of gimmick.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yep.
This is like medieval, which is right up your alley.
No, this is
1800s.
I saw
That's
a
Industrial Revolution.
I saw a pirate ship in this.
Oh, there's
screenshot.
pirates.
Yeah.
There's pirates.
Okay, cool.
Pirates are not medieval.
Pirates are around now as well.
Right.
Pirates have
right.
been around since as long as ships have been around.
They don't fly the Jolly Roger anymore, but
Right.
they're still around. They're on yachts now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Speedboats.
Okay.
Yeah, they're on. Yeah,
No, I know. what you're talking
Guns.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
they've had guns for a while.
yeah
admittedly.
since the 1800s.
Since before the
Yeah.
1800s.
But yeah, so like the last one I played, you had the last one you played, you had this like region called the Orient, and
That also has existed for some time.
yeah. But in that one, you started a colony on an island in the Orient, and it was like a completely different set of buildings and resources and stuff like that you had to manage. So that was the kind of thing, was that you had your main like city that was like, Western and like medieval kind of whatever, and then you colonized some of these Orient places to get like resources from there, but you had to run this whole like different culture kind of thing.
Right. So very Portuguese in the 1450s.
Sure. That's what I
But-
thought while I was playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in this one, you don't have that, which is good because I kind of didn't like having to manage like a completely separate society with like its own different like resources.
Uh-huh.
So in this one, you have your main city, and you're putting expansions on other islands, but it's still all the same like culture. It's the same buildings, the same everything. But in this, you have like a world map. So where at a certain point, when you get to a certain point in the like technology, you can start planning expeditions out. And you load up your ship with like supplies and resources and stuff, and it tells you like how these resources will be used on the expedition. So you
Okay.
load up food, and it's like, this will boost morale,
Is that what it does?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I mean, I can't. It does make me happy, but
yeah. Well, I mean, it boosts.
also need it.
It's rations and morale.
Okay.
I guess it also depends on what the food is. So I've only ever put like some of the good stuff, so everyone's just like, hey, sweet. Then you load up with beer, and that really boosts morale.
Yeah. Okay, that one makes sense.
And then you got like other things that like boost trading and diplomacy and stuff on these like.
How do you boost diplomacy?
It was with a bag of coins that I boosted
Okay, yep.
diplomacy. Yeah.
Yep, that tracks.
Yeah. There was also just other resources as well that boost diplomacy. I can't remember. I think beer actually also boosted diplomacy. So it's like,
Cool hats. Just wear or give out cool hats.
Yep, that's what you do. You do the hat expedition.
Yeah.
Yeah. All top hats.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah, then you send your ship off.
Yep.
And it does this sort of like text adventure
Okay.
where it's like it pops up.
Now we're really into your Blake territory.
You send it off, and then you're like, all right, cool, and it's just off,
Uh-huh.
and you're messing around with your your town building, whatever, and then it'll pop up being like, oh, there's an event, and so you click on the thing, and it's like a text adventure comes up and tells you what's happening, what the crew has like encountered. I encountered some Amazon women, and like,
had you sent your ship to the Amazon?
well, I sent it to I think it was just called the New World.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I just sent it to there, but another expedition popped up a while later to like, I think it was called like the Lion Country or something like that.
The Lion Country.
Yeah, something
Okay.
like the Lion Country or something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's like their version
Somewhere
of
in
Africa.
Africa.
Yeah, and it comes up with this like text adventure, and like you have different options, and depending on the resources you've given your ship, you get bonuses to the
Options.
The options.
Yeah.
So if you've got like all that beer, you've got a high diplomacy thing, so you can like you
Get
can
the lions drunk.
Yeah. And you just go through that, and it's like I haven't actually. I've done this like several times, and you just kind of keep going until your rations run out.
Okay.
And I haven't gotten, or your ship is like
Wait, does that just mean that you're sending these expeditions off to die?
death. No, you bring them back. Okay. I mean, you bring them back.
But guys, our rations ran out. What do we do?
Yeah.
Well,
after every encounter, it's got like 3 options to like return, continue, and I think one was like return. Yeah, it was return, continue, or like use up some of their actual like rations, like extra rations. So you continue on, but your morale is like
depleting.
Is depleting less.
Oh, okay.
So continuing on, your without giving extra rations, you
can go on for longer.
You can go on
unhappy.
Yeah, they'll be like really unhappy. Gotcha. So if you've got like rations, if you've got enough food, you can keep going.
Yeah,
you know, a much longer time. And I've just like kept going, and it's still going. And I'm like, I don't know how this ends or what happens at the end, but like you can access a world map. So I'm wondering at a certain point if I find a spot through this like text adventure to like colonize basically a new area, which would be really, really cool because I'm running out of room.
Territory.
Yeah, because I'm playing on a map with like 3 other civilizations, 3 other like people, and yeah, they're claiming islands before me.
Is there conflict?
There can be. I'm playing on like, there's a pirate faction.
Yep.
That is just always at war no matter what. So they can intercept your like convoys from island. I've got like convoys going from islands because certain resources can only be grown on certain islands.
Sure.
So what you kind of do is like look for the resources you need, start a colony there, and then you create a trading route.
Yep.
For those resources. But pirates can just like get in there they
mess stuff up.
Yeah. And so I've had to start like
they can Edward teach you a lesson.
Yep.
That's a Blackbeard joke.
Oh, nice.
Edward teach. Read a book. Go on.
No. You ever heard of TV?
Yeah.
Okay. Read it in a book.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I've had to like I'm starting to build like warships to like create convoys for my my trade routes.
Yeah.
And it's starting to get like real complicated. Like this game has a definite House of Cards like feel, not the TV show.
Okay.
You look real worried. I mean like a literal House of Cards.
Uh-huh.
Like it could like one thing and the whole thing just like comes down because it's like resources depending on resources depending on resources.
Yep.
The further you advance, the more resources depend on other resources.
Mm-hmm.
So I've like advanced.
Well, I'm familiar with the concept, having played or at least attempted to play.
Yeah.
More Stellaris.
Yep. Yeah, it's like that, but way worse.
Okay.
Way worse.
Is it more complicated?
It gets much more complicated.
Okay. Getting more complicated is fine.
Yeah.
Starting more complicated.
Oh no, it starts off incredibly simple.
Perfect.
And what's great is that when you start off, your villagers, they only need like 2 things.
Yep.
To be happy, and that's it.
Beer and rations.
Yeah, it's basically that. Like beer is definitely one of them. A pub is one of them.
Uh-huh.
Straight off the bat, they're like, we need a pub in this town.
Interestingly, I think the whole reason beer was even a thing is because the process of making beer meant boiling water.
Yeah, because water was poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw.
So it's really a kind of a survival tactic.
Yeah. So yeah, you start off with just a couple of things to keep them happy, but the more population you get, the more it unlocks different things.
Yep.
So after a while, they'll be like, "Oh, we need a school here now." Like once you reach a certain population.
Now that we've got beer.
Yeah, we've got beer, we've got clothes. Those are like the next thing, the 2 things.
Beer first.
Yeah, beer first, clothes second.
Mm-hmm.
Then their next resources is schnapps.
Wait, really?
Yeah. And you need a potato farm to make that, and then a schnapps factory, a distillery. Yeah, and then like as this happens for like every tier of like citizen.
Yep.
So you get to a certain point where everyone is like these villagers are completely satisfied, all their needs are met. They've got a happiness rating that you need things to meet their happiness, but they also have an upgrade rating upgrade thing where you need to fulfill all their desires for that to be able to upgrade them to the next like tier of like citizen.
Okay.
So once all those are fulfilled, you can upgrade them to like, I think they go from like farmers to workers.
Yeah. You get some clothes on them.
Yeah, you get them. Yeah. You got them the beer, you got them the clothes, and now they're ready to
Now
be workers.
go to school and become a worker.
Yeah. And then the workers, as soon as they show up, they still require all the ones from the farmers to keep them happy.
Sure.
But they have like a couple extra ones, and like I was saying before, the more population you have, so the more workers you upgrade to, the more requirements become unlocked for them.
Yeah.
And then eventually you'll upgrade them to the next tier.
Yeah.
And like early on, you're just kind of like, you want to get to that. The second tier is like the easiest one to get to. You know, it's the first one you get to.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry too much about like, it's very easy to manage their things because you're only dealing with a few things that pretty much every island can support no matter what.
Yeah.
Then to the next level above worker is artisan. And they're starting to require things.
Specialized.
Yeah. That's when you need to start branching out into islands to get certain things to bring back to your main island to like process. And it's like,
And has that supply line collapsed for you at all?
not yet.
And when it does, what happens? Do you know?
The people will get sad, and it affects their happiness, and their happiness rating affects your income. So you for quite a while, my money was fluctuating between like negative 500 income and like positive like 200. Like, and I was just like, what is going on here? It's just fluctuating like crazy. And I realized it was because there was like
Not enough beer.
There was a resource. There was resources that were like close to being filled. Like, because there's bars, when you click on a house, you see all the resources that they require, and there's like little bars next to them.
Okay.
And one of them was like filling up and then dropping back and then filling up and dropping back. So basically I just had to like fix that supply problem, and then everyone's happy, and my income has been like skyrocketing since then.
Nice.
So it does just affect your income, and then I've not hit below zero income, so I don't know what happens if you just let the whole thing go.
Everyone gets poor.
Yeah,
and then they're all homeless.
It's great. I'm really enjoying it. But like getting to the third tier of like artisans, I'm incredibly hesitant upgrading people to that tier because it just, it's more resources that are required.
Sure.
It's more things, and if
The
I
risk
just mass do it, I'm 100% going to tank like the entire economy. And what I really appreciate in this version is that they have a whole resource screen now. They used to just have, you'd click on the warehouse and you'd see all the resources you have, and they would have a little like arrow up or down, or if resources are increasing or if they're decreasing, right? So if your
income is greater than your expenditure.
Yeah. But now they have an actual like almost stock market like line
like
graph
and stuff. That's cool.
So I can like go through, and I can see like one of them is decreasing, and I'm like, I click on it, and I see that if it's just decreasing a little bit, I'm like, okay, that's cool. There's like, I don't have to do too much. But then some will be like a drop. It's just and then you're like, this is a problem, panic. And then other times when I was trying to build up that resource to like make everyone happy, I was monitoring these like this graph to see it like it's going up, but it's like not going up fast enough. And then I'm like, all right, I need a couple more of these buildings. Okay, now it's going up. Now I'm good. Good.
A couple weeks ago, you talked about a game you'd played a while ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Banished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
It's
just
got
a bunch
less
of graphs.
It's got less graphs than Banished.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it more fun than Banished?
It is way more fun than Banished.
Okay. Would you recommend this game?
Yeah, definitely. I really, really like this game.
What are you playing it? A PC?
Yeah.
When did it come out?
I think it came out like maybe last year, I think.
Would Saveun like the graphics?
Definitely not.
Okay.
It has a day-night cycle, though.
Wow. It's sprites, yeah?
No,
it's 3D.
it's 3D, yeah.
Oh,
It's got full 3D camera. You can swing it around and stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
The day-night cycle is cool because the previous games didn't have that. Yeah.
Does it matter?
No. It's just it just looks cool. You know, it
Yeah.
just looks cool. Yeah, it's really great, and I'm actually playing it on. Well, I I got this game because I wanted to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Carl messaged me after the last podcast because I
Yeah.
mentioned I wanted to play Assassin's Creed, but it was like always really expensive.
Yeah.
Carl messaged, who Carl has been a guest
Yep.
on the podcast
Yep.
before,
Friend of the podcast.
friend of the podcast. He said that Ubisoft actually has a subscription thing where $20 a month and you have access to their entire library.
Oh.
So I thought, I'll give that a go. Tried it, downloaded Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Played it for 5 minutes, but then I was like, oh man, I got to go back to Zelda. I can't like play this at the same
Wait,
time.
why haven't we talked about Zelda?
Because we've talked about Zelda every
Hang
episode.
on. No. Shh. Tell me how's it going in Zelda?
I beat the bird.
How was that?
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was real fun.
Yeah, that's a wonderful dungeon. Also, the music in that dungeon is
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's a great game.
It's a great game.
Yeah, I've been running around the snow place for like days.
Ah, so good.
Yeah.
The Rito Village also is just wonderful music
Yeah.
and a great aesthetic. That whole area. Oh, what a great
Yeah.
game. What a great game.
I've like
I've been watching a lot of speed runs of Zelda and like some of the crazy techniques they've come up with in the
Yeah.
last year. This is an oldish one now at this point, but like late last year, they discovered a thing called wind bombs,
yeah.
where you get a little bit of height. You drop a bomb and then you go to somewhere with a little bit of height nearby, and then you like backflip onto the bomb and then drop a bomb above it, and you detonate the first bomb, and the second bomb launches you super far.
Wow. Okay. That's very complicated.
Yeah. There's lots of complicated ways to do quick travel in that game now. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
The snow place is great because it's like kind of for that world, it's kind of famous as the shield surfing place.
Uh-huh.
Like there's a shield surfing course and
Oh,
stuff
yeah, I
there,
know
and like
the area you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and
There's a mountain with a chunk taken out of it there.
is there?
Yeah,
A
you
chunk?
should take a look. Yeah,
Interesting. I
there's
haven't
like
noticed
a
that.
crater in the side of the mountain.
I have not noticed that.
Okay.
Okay. That area is because like the snow blinds you
Mhm.
quite a lot, and so like seeing normally you see cool stuff in the distance and you're like I'll go there, but in the snow area quite often you're like I can't see anything because it's just white out. It's just like snow. So you
Yeah.
just for ages I was just trudging along being like I hope I find something.
I know you always do.
You always do. Dude, so many Korok seeds there
Uh-huh.
because there's so many mountaintops.
Uh-huh.
It's like every mountaintop. Oh, there's a rock up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, you'd think you'd get sick of it, but you don't.
You never do. It's a joy every
Yeah.
time.
It gets annoying when you're like, there should be a Korok seed here, and
Yeah.
there's not. You're like,
Can't, only 900. This is stupid.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
dumb.
But
All right.
yeah, I tried playing some Assassin's Creed, but I can't play that while also playing Zelda because the controls are just too different.
Mm.
But yeah, I ended up trying Anno
Yep.
on it,
And now you're hooked.
yeah, it's
Have
great.
you played Zelda since?
Yeah, yeah.
Just seeing if that had completely grabbed your attention or not.
I don't know. It might. I mean, it's pretty grabby, but it's a grabby game.
Blake, you really know a lot of things about things being grabby. I don't know what that means.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's great. It's if anyone likes those sorts of like
So Vernon, you gonna get
resource
it?
management games.
Which Anno?
I
Yeah.
don't. It's 100% resource management. It's
Yeah.
So right
No.
up your
Yeah.
alley.
A mate of mine was playing the Anno 2020.
yeah. Well, the future one.
2033 or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
the one that's in the
It's-
future.
it's in the
Yeah,
future, yeah. And it was cool seeing like
Yeah.
his tour. Like he gave me a tour of his
Oh,
city.
Jesus.
So that was cool.
I always wonder about that sort of thing because like I feel like when I was looking at mine, I was like, man, I kind of want to show people like this cool thing, but I'm like, I've had people show me stuff like that, and you don't care. Like
It was
I'm just
cool.
sitting there like, yeah, okay, I don't.
It was cool.
like-
There was like pride, and he was like, "Hey
Yeah.
man, look, there's a rocket ship going off." And I
Yeah.
was like, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wouldn't ever get into it.
Yeah.
for some reason.
It's like when
Yeah.
people show you their factory in Factorio, and you're just like, I don't understand what this is. It's just
Or
a mess.
even most things in Minecraft.
Yes, most things in Minecraft. Like, look at this thing I built. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Very good. But there's something, I think it should be noted that any game that can give you that sense of achievement is worth
Yeah.
acknowledging.
When I actually balanced my economy, man, I felt like I've won. I felt like I'd won that. I was like, I've got this game now. I know what's up.
If only getting our lives together was that easy.
Yeah, I know. If only I just need to build enough breweries, and then everything will be fine.
Some people, that is the case.
Yeah.
Before we, because we're running out of time, but I want to talk a little bit. I've been playing a little bit of Among Us. In fact, I played a little bit last night with a friend of the podcast, Rory, and some of his friends, and my wife. It was a 5 or 6 player game. Turns out I am either amazing or terrible at that game. And my wife was terrible, and then over the course of the game got quite good.
Wow.
And now I have severe trust issues. Have you guys played Among Us at all?
I've seen it.
I know of it.
Yeah.
And that it's all about lying.
Yeah, it's a bluffing game
Yeah.
to a great degree. But there's some interesting things in that game. I'm sure people have talked that game to death, but from a game design standpoint, they've made some interesting decisions about what the tasks are and how to provide information and opportunities for players to bluff other players, and also ample opportunities for players to screw themselves over, which is, I think, sort of the key of the success of that game. Is it's very easy to mess up, so that when you don't mess up, it feels like a big achievement.
Do you have to be hooked up to a microphone?
You don't have to be,
is that essential? Okay.
but there's a chat box in game, so you can type. But we were chatting on Discord.
Does it do? Oh, okay. So you have to kind of implement your own rules then, because like if somebody kills you, you can't just be like, it was this person.
Correct. Yes.
Because you're dead, you can't just be,
Yeah, you can't just be like, this guy killed me.
Yeah.
You have no matter how tempting that may be.
Yeah, you have to be like, I'm dead. That's it.
Basically, if you die, you stop talking.
Yeah.
Basically, also during rounds.
Yeah.
Unless like the discussion window pops up, you should just not talk. It's sort of the best policy.
Yeah.
But most people will mute their mics, but because I was doing it on my phone, I couldn't.
Oh.
So
you're like, it was Rory. It was Rory.
yeah. I was just yelling, Rory, no matter what. He did get me several times.
Nice.
I think he made me target in particular.
Yeah.
I had been pretty good at figuring out who the imposters were most of the time. Quite fun. Before we finish this, I want to read out a question. This is from Marius in Germany. He says, "Why? Not you, Blake. Why, Nick? Why would you do that to Hana? You suck. Anyway, I really enjoyed the podcast. Keep up the good work."
Did you know what he did to
No.
the cat in Heist?
Oh, what happened?
Nick, tell him what you did, you monster.
I gave him a good home
Mhm.
in a nice group of people.
Cool.
And then some jerks
Mm.
kidnapped the cat and then killed the cat. Spoilers, by the way,
Okay.
if you haven't played Heist.
Yeah. And like straight up, there's just like a dead cat on the ground.
Okay.
That your whole mission is to like go and save this cat.
Your mission is to rescue the cat, and while you're sort of making your way through the area, the villains are taunting you, and then by the time you get there, it's just dead, and the entrails are on the ground,
Dead cat.
and the character you're working with has a breakdown.
I did see the art assets for that.
Yeah.
Oh right. Oh, you already knew. Oh man, I didn't. I was like, what have you done?
Yeah. I over the course of this league, I've received many messages from many people in our company, and friends of people in the company, saying, "Who did this? Why did they do this? How could they do this?"
Who did do that? The bad guys?
Yes, but
Okay.
Who
they
made
were more
the bad guys?
they were more talking about who made the decision for this to happen,
gotcha.
and that was
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it was a surprise to me because I'd only seen the living cat. I'd
Yeah.
never seen a dead cat asset anywhere. Only a
Mm.
living cat. And
Uh,
I was shocked.
I made you listen to the audio of that sequence.
Yeah,
What'd you think?
these taunting assholes. They're great. Good work.
Thank you.
How does that play out? The audio. You read a note or something, and then you play the.
No. So in terms of how it's implemented,
Yeah.
when you enter the area, it cues the first chunk of audio, and
Mhm.
so then it will. We added a conversation system for this league, which cues audio based on the length of the time of the audio file, and then I have the capacity to tweak delays.
Mhm.
So it cues a whole bunch of audio, and then with tweaked timings, plays them through, and then throughout that area, there were a couple other moments where we would queue up the next conversation.
Mm.
So if you're taking your time, it doesn't sort of spoil the ending, and you'll get these sort of stories in chunks.
Yeah.
And so that by the time you get to the last room, it starts playing that last.
Right. It's
Um,
location based.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
based on proximity or action to certain things.
Very cool.
Yeah. But it was so we have like 260 something conversations in that league,
Mhm.
and I had to go through every single one and time all of the dialogue to
Yeah.
make it try and sound natural.
Yeah.
Because the audio team's doing a great job, but they're not necessarily thinking about how these are stitching together.
Yeah. And with the random level generator, it's interesting because you need to know start and end points, right?
Well, we just need to make sure that a player is likely to have heard the full file before they get to the next location.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like there is an objective of like this is where you start, this is where you end, and you can kind of pepper audio throughout.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We only do that for a couple things. For the most part, the audio is played during the sort of hub area
Mm.
or at the start or end of a mission where we know we have some idea of like how much time a player has before they are, into or out of the area.
That's cool.
That's all I wanted to read out
Yeah.
because Blake sent that to me, and I was both amused and sorry.
There was a we got a maybe this is too long to read out, but we got a reply about that item that
Oh, yep, the Tom O'Reilly cloak.
yeah. There's still some more mystery about it.
Yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about that because I've had a look in the game files. So a little background. There's an item called the Cloak of Tom O'Reilly. It's available from an exclusive location in Betrayal, and someone's friend was saying that there was another way to access it. I can't find another way to access it. I don't. I'm not saying that that's impossible because I'm sure there's holes in my knowledge. But the evidence of this supplied is that you can get an eye level 64 cloak. Now, the item level is determined by the level of the area you're in. And if you just run low-level betrayal encounters until you get a safe house, you can get a safe house of level 64 or below and then just run that and get that item, and it would be at eye level 64 or whatever item level the area was at. So it doesn't seem possible that he just is running low-level betrayal safe houses. That's my guess. I don't think that there's an alternate method, but I could be wrong. Blake is smirking.
No,
Do you know something?
I
Nick
definitely
doesn't?
don't know.
Blake, have you put in a secret Cloak of Tom O'Reilly?
Yeah, I went / Tom O'Reilly Cloak, and you. That's
I
it.
knew it.
Yeah,
So type in / Tom O'Reilly Cloak,
yeah,
and you'll cut some holes in it.
yeah. They mentioned that somebody found it in Belly of the Beast or something though.
This drop most likely appeared in Belly of the Beast, and Jun first appears in Act 9. There's almost no normal gameplay result in a safe house. Yeah, well, there's the key there.
Yeah.
Is it's no normal gameplay, but you can farm an area.
Right.
For a long time, in fact, during Betrayal League, people were running the Quarry, which is the area just before Belly of the Beast in that act, because it's a small area where you start in the middle, and it's quite simple to figure out if there's betrayal encounters around there. So you can just reset areas. Yes, it's unlikely to get a safe house through normal gameplay, but it's not impossible, and you can intentionally farm it. Also, you can just make another character, and your safe house information is retained because it's stored on your sort of league account rather than on your character. So if you're running multiple characters in a league, you can very plausibly run a low-level safe house.
Interesting.
The end. That's my guess. I think your friend is yanking your chain.
Yeah. I think it's fun that there's these weird mystery things around items that
I do too.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there are so many weird edge cases in our game that I can't 100% rule out the possibility that there is another way to get it. I just couldn't find one when I looked. So, maybe I'll be proven wrong. I guess time will tell. But I'm never wrong, so it's impossible. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. We've got I'm sure I've said this in the past, but we've got a plan to record more episodes of Rory's Seven Gates game.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, what we record will be
the Christmas
for the
special.
Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah, for Christmas.
But historically, whenever we've said or planned this, we've gone into lockdown. So we'll see.
So don't.
So expect a lockdown. We'll be back in a couple weeks, if not. But it's entirely plausible / likely now that we'll be going into isolation for the next 4 years.
Yep.
But if not, you'll hear from us soon.
Do you have any bants planned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who with?
It's a mystery.
Oh. I do like that you just... I don't know what's gonna...
It just shows up?
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
Yep.
All right. We'll look forward to that. And we'll see you maybe in a couple weeks. Bye! Burger is now my main reason to go back to Queenstown. And actually, sorry, Frisbee golf.
Dude, right now is like the best time. No queues.
Nice.
We just rocked up.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how's the crowds?
It was so fucking good.
We also chose our times to try and avoid the queues and still got quite a
Yeah.
No international people.
Dude, we rocked in at like 3 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, we just put our shit down in the hotel, drove out. We were like, oh,
Wow.
let's get on this shit.
Dude.
Good parking.
But you only got one burger there? You didn't go back again?
Well, I was meant to, and Ivy was very against it because we were eating pretty rich there. Like,
of course.
Oysters and shit.
What are you going to do there?
But breakfast buffets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And holy shit, it opened at 7, and I was there right away.
Nice.
With a book in hand, and I just ate like 2 plates and then had like a coffee. Coffee. And we stayed right up until 10.
Wow. Awesome. Was that when it closed?
Yeah. That's when the breakfast buffet closed. But yeah,
and then that's where the lunch buffet started.
So we had that fucking view, man.
Yeah.
And like all fucking Wednesday, we were just like full the whole day.
Wow.
And we had shit in like the refrigerator. We brought like bluff oysters and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're going to have to eat this, but we have another breakfast buffet tomorrow morning.
Did you fly down there?
Yeah.
Man.
Shit.
How long were you there for?
Just this week, Tuesday to Friday. Yeah.
What a cool place. I really like Queenstown.
I couldn't believe the airport. Like just walking out of the
So
airport.
tiny. Just the view?
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
The whole place is so insane.
looked
Is
out-
that the first time you've been there?
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Looked out, and I asked the car rental guy, and he was like, "Yeah, you're looking at the Remarkables," and I was like, "Motherfucker."
They call the Remarkables for a reason.
Yeah.
Wow.
Snow capped.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No.
Oh, man.
I've never been to the South Island.
What the fuck, Blake? How old are you?
35.
You're born here.
Yeah.
But he's born like north, you know.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you go like
Going to Auckland was an adventure.
Why not
that's
just
south.
go on a little
Yeah,
vacation?
South. Went south.
Save up for a little bit, go on a little trip.
Yeah, someday, maybe someday.
Now it's like a really good time.
Yeah, I know.
So fucking good.
Yeah,
This guy.
I'm gonna go to Waiheke in January for a wine tour.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's normal.
Yeah,
It doesn't count as South Island.
yeah, but it's
a
an
different
island. It's an island.
I'll give you that. And it's slightly south of where you were born.
Wine
Wasn't
tours
it?
are pretty great.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Waiheke's structured to only do wine tours. I think.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
I've never been to Waiheke. All I know is that it's just covered in vineyards. Apparently.
Yeah, that's the only thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lounge around on a beanbag.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that at some point.
Just try to get a fucking good day, man.
Yeah.
What was cool with this was like, I heard Auckland was like rainy over the last.
Oh yeah,
couple
it
days.
has been. Yeah.
Dude, it was fucking like 25 degrees
Oh
in
my
Queenstown and like
That's great.
beautiful clear skies
Wow.
and stuff. God damn.
It's a beautiful place.
Couldn't
Absolutely
believe it.
stunning.
Couldn't believe it. I was just like sitting out there with like a coffee and just being like,
Yeah.
fuck.
That's
Yeah.
the-
It
that's the thing,
doesn't,
imagine,
no matter
like-
where you look, it's
Yeah.
the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah. And you're just thinking like, I hope they never build houses there.
Mm.
Never.
They're definitely building houses pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I know. But you know what I'm talking about, right? Like there are like untouched
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah.
And
There was,
you hope they don't.
When I worked at this like architect company, one of the projects they had was these houses that Michael Hill Jeweler was building,
Mm.
and they was called
His
Invisible.
last name isn't Jeweler.
Yeah, yeah, it is. To me, it is.
It's really convenient that we got into the jewelry business. I gotta say.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was building these houses that were like called invisible houses, and they're just like kind of like sunk into the ground, like dug into the ground with like grass on top and stuff like that. So like from the road or whatever, it just doesn't even kind of look like they have
Wow.
very low impact.
Yeah.
Because like, and it was in that area because they like don't want to like
Ruin the view.
ruin the they don't want fucking houses showing up on things.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Frisbee golf all
Yeah.
throughout there.
Yeah.
man, what is it with you and frisbee golf?
It's really fun. It's really fun. And so when we went down, I was like, we should bring Frisbees just in case there's something there. And lo and behold, right nearby, like basically next to our hotel, was this Frisbee golf place.
Mhm.
We did a couple days. It's really fun. Had a good time.
I had a book that I had to get through.
What book?
Neuromancer.
Oh,
Okay.
holy hell!
Gibson.
So yeah, that book
Yeah.
was good because I got through it while I was down
Physical book.
there. Yeah.
Often hailed as the birth of cyberpunk, but it's not.
Pretty incredible, man. That
Yeah.
that book. I was like, when was this written? The
Mm.
50s. But no, it was like the 80s,
80s.
mid 80s.
Yeah. There's a book called "The Star Is My Destination," also known as Tiger Tiger in some countries, but that was written in the 50s and has a lot of the same
AI stuff.
themes of not AI, but it has some very cyberpunk style
Yeah.
elements, which is also really good story. Parts of it haven't aged well.
Yeah, I can see that.
I've been listening to Conan stories recently.
Is he
Wait,
good?
say that name again.
Conan. What?
I don't know. It's
Conan.
What's his deal?
Conan.
Conan.
Yeah.
What? I don't understand what you're laughing at.
What do
Conan?
you what do you call the late night show host?
Conan.
Conan O'Brien.
Conan. That's his name. Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian. Barbarian.
It's not Conan. It's Conan. But yeah, there's stuff in that hasn't aged particularly well either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any scene with a female character in The Star's My Destination is always
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. In Conan, it's like
hey there, toots.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, shit.
I like it.
Kinda-
The one I'm kind of listening to has like a sort of narrator before every story to sort of like give a little history on the story and be like, oh, this was written in
Yeah.
such and such for whatever thing and for
the
this
dark
magazine.
skinned savages.
Yeah, and there was a whole section where he's like, this is the beginning of like the middle chapters of Conan stories, and it's like they're all basically the same. They all have like a busty woman that is in danger and needs help, and like ancient ruins to explore. And
Well,
he's
if
like,
she wasn't busty, why would you bother?
yeah,
Yeah, doesn't sound odd to me.
yeah.
What else did you where did you eat?
A lot of breakfast buffets.
See, at that hotel.
Yeah.
See, we skipped the breakfast buffets because we didn't want to get full for the rest of the day.
We went to Arrowtown, had a coffee out there,
We
and
didn't make it
Wanaka,
out that way.
just a bakery right out by that lake out there.
Yeah.
And then we went to the regional park. We didn't actually go out to too many outside of Fergburger. We were like full.
Yeah.
Like the whole time.
Just wow.
We're food tourists, I think.